Hi, it's Mitch from SportsChatPlace.com, and it is Tuesday, April 30th, 2019, here with your free live show. Of course, we're here live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Our best bets, well, those are always over at SportsChatExperts.com, as well as picksandparlays.net. We do free picks on this show. We have free picks on all the games at the websites, and like I said, our best bets at Sports Chat Experts and picksandparlays.net. Pretty easy, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And of course, we do our best to win them all, whether they're free picks or premium picks. But sometimes it doesn't work that way. Yesterday on this show, we went 5-0. So let's see if we can keep the ball rolling. We had a little bit of a cold streak on the show. And it happens, especially, when you're dealing with the free picks and you don't have a lot to choose from sometimes because you've given out your best bets as the premiums. But yesterday on the show, we had some big dogs here too. We had the Twins and the Giants. Not popular picks, I know that, but they both were big winners. We also threw the Brewers in there. We had the under in that Raptors game and the over in the Nuggets game. My premium picks, not doing too well in the NBA playoffs, but was 3-0 in baseball also yesterday. So, pretty much wiped the floor with it in baseball yesterday. I know that my betting account was up gigantic. So we'll take that. Hopefully yours was as well, and see if we get it up even higher today with some more wins. But hopefully you guys are up to having a great morning. Trying to get all your comments up here in front of me. Got a few different places that we broadcast this every day, so I try and get as many of the comments in front of me as I can. Those of you who've been waiting for a shirt, a bunch of them went out yesterday, so hopefully you guys have those within the next couple days. You guys can post them, of course, in the Facebook group. Greatly appreciated. I think everyone enjoys the picture posts in the Facebook group. See people on the Facebook page. I see people on the YouTube page. Not as much on YouTube. It's normal. Usually means there's an issue with the notifications, or also that I went on a little bit early. That's okay though. Tomorrow I'm on my way to Vegas, so tomorrow will likely be an early show also. I'm probably going to be, I don't even know, maybe an hour early tomorrow or half hour early. Or it will just be on YouTube Live. Not sure. We'll have to figure it out. It might just be on Sports Chat Place's YouTube Live tomorrow if I do it from the airport. We'll have to figure it out. We always do, right? It's not the first time we've traveled. Won't be the last. Matter of fact, I come home on Sunday from traveling, and then I'm right back on the road the following Thursday as I head to Boston for the North American Betting Conference. Meet with some of the people that want to work with us, which should be really exciting. Anyways, I'll tell you what, we want to work with some winners. Let's see if we can get on some in a hurry here. Let's see what we got. There's a lot of interleague play today, so that always makes for interesting things. You have the American League against National, so you have National League pitchers in American parks, and so you have guys that aren't used to pitching to 9 batters, and then you have when they move to the National League cities, the American League teams, it's pitchers that never hit. It's not, but most of these guys have played baseball their whole life, so it's not like the first time they've ever picked up a bat. It's not like the first time they've ever picked up a bat against quality competition or anything like that. Let's just say they've picked up some bats before. I'm going to take the Colorado Rockies here against the Brewers. We took the Brewers yesterday on the show, but I like the Rockies in this one. Marquez has been our guy this season, and we're going to continue to ride them. I don't care who they're playing. How about that? And I don't care where they're playing at. We're going to continue with the Rockies here, and Marquez. He's just been on fire. He's looking like a Cy Young candidate in the early going, and he's definitely an all-star. I think if a Colorado pitcher to win the Cy Young Award would be something really special. The Rockies are 5-1 in Marquez's starts this season. He's 3-1, and with a 2.54 ERA in his last 3 starts, 2.14 ERA. And you have to remember, the Rockies pitchers, you basically add a run to the ERA because they pitch in Colorado. The Rockies have been decent on the road. They've been hitting the baseball pretty well. I know they've lost their last 2 games, but they won their 3 priors. They lost to Milwaukee yesterday, but we didn't like them there. Freeland, there's something not right about him, but Marquez, everything's going right with him. We're going to take the Rockies here, minus 130. That's going to be our first pick of today's show. Of course, we do free picks here every single day. Our best bets always over at Sports Chat Experts, as well as picksandparlays.net. Let's get to another game right out of the gate. Yesterday I kind of fast-tracked it, so why not fast-track it again today? We had some good success doing it that way, so let's see if we can do it again. Clay Buchholz here's a guy that I've been super critical of in recent years. I have been. I know that. But he hasn't really been all that horrible this season. He's 0-1, but his team is 2-1 in his starts. I think with starting pitching and pitching records in general in baseball, you always have to be somewhat, you have to look at the bigger picture. Like last year, DeGrom, right, when he had all those scoreless innings and all those low-scoring games and that really low ERA, and he couldn't get a win. It's just like relief pitchers' ERAs, right? It's like, so a reliever comes in, the bases are loaded, he gives up a double and clears the bases, and then he gets the next guy out. It counts as 0 against this ERA. Meanwhile, 3 runs scored. How is that fair? But Griffin Canning gets the ball today for the Angels, and this guy is one of those guys that everyone's waiting to see what he can do. He's kind of like the much-awaited debut, right? And it's kind of he's 2.34 ERA and 140 strikeouts and 119 innings with UCLA. So this is a guy who can bring it, who can really bring the heat. And he was the first round draft choice. Oh, he's actually a second round draft choice. But he has these big numbers, and in the minors he had a 3.65 ERA, 125 strikeouts and 113 innings. So this is a strikeout guy, and that's why he's heavily favored here. But I'll tell you what, when you face Major League hitting, it's a little different. And I don't care how good you are. I don't care how much of a prospect you are. You're up against a Blue Jays lineup that can hit the baseball. I think you're going to get hit. I do, even at home. The Jays have actually been pretty decent here on the road this season. They're 7-6 on the road this season. The Angels only 8-7 at home. I don't know, man. Give me 130, 135 against a first-time starter. I know there are some first-time starters, like when Barrios got his first start and things like that, where we're kind of like, we get all excited about it. I think we can get somewhat excited about Canning, but I'm not overly excited about him. I'm gonna take the Blue Jays here. You guys know I get more excited about the underdogs and the payoffs, and I like the picks that nobody likes. The problem here is that a lot of people like the Blue Jays as well. So it makes me a little less excited about this game, but not excited enough that I wouldn't take them. We continue on. And I gotta love the over, right, in the A's Red Sox game. Doesn't get any simpler than this. Rick Porcello and Aaron Brooks. Rick Porcello, he puts the ERA in ERA. I mean, this guy, he had that one season where he won the Cy Young Award. I even thought he was marginal in that season. One of the more marginal Cy Young Award seasons that you'll ever see. But outside of that season, his entire career with the Tigers and with the Red Sox, he's been very much an underachiever. And of course, the Red Sox, 12-17 on this season, still just 6-7 at home. They've been giving up runs in bunches, and the bats haven't been going. It looks like they got the bats going last night, and I think against Aaron Brooks, they'll have the bats going against here. The total is set at just 9.5. You guys know how it gets in Fenway Park sometimes. It can go 19.5 if you get just that right magical combination of pitchers, and I think that we might have that here with Brooks and Porcello. These guys have a combined ERA in the 12-13 range. So, even in their last 3 starts, if you tone it down a little, they're down to about an 11. So we have about a 2-run cushion here with the over in the Red Sox A's. So I'm going to take it. And I honestly, I will probably bet this thing, one of those games where I'll tease it a little higher, like it's 9.5. I might make it 10, 10.5, and 11 as well. I really think this one's going to be high. So we'll continue on with some more picks here. We got the Twins up against the Astros, and here's another game that I like the over as well. It's 7.5. Last night's game was 1 run. I liked the Twins last night, and we know with Verlander you're not going to get a lot, against the Astros. But Odorizzi was on his game. Like we always say about him, he throws a million miles an hour. So when he's on, he's impossible to hit. But he always makes that mistake, right? Especially when we bet on him. But he didn't last night, and we got a nice plus 150 payout on him. The thing is here, I never really trust Michael Pineda all that much. I just don't. And Jarrett Cole, well, I sound like a broken record. If you're new to the show, then this will be new to you from me. But anyone else that's listened to the show for at all, when Jarrett Cole is pitched, I say the same thing. Here's a guy who was the number 1 overall draft pick, and a lot of the times when we watch him pitch, he looks like a guy who was the number 1 overall draft pick. He looks outstanding, dominating, impossible to hit, and just mowing down batters. And then all of a sudden, a batter will come along, and sometimes it's in the first inning, but usually it's a little bit later, like one time through the batting order, and he can't get anybody out. Nobody. And all of a sudden, the hits come in bunches, and what the term that I like to use, and I know, like when I'm in Vegas and there's somebody that has the other side of the game, that's sitting next to me in a sports book or something, they hate it when I say this. I don't care. I'm going to say it anyway. They double them to death, right? So it's not like this home run fest where it's like that quick, painless, 5-6 runs. It's double after double after double after double after double after double after double, and before you know it, it's 5-6 runs, and it's a 55-minute inning. It's one of those things, and Jarrett Cole gives those up all the time. So the 7.5 in a Pineda versus Cole matchup. We talked about the Porcello Brooks matchup. Let's look at Pineda and Cole. 7.80 ERA in his last 3 starts for Pineda. 6.23 for Jarrett Cole. Meanwhile, for the season, 4.71 for Cole. 5.62 for Pineda. These are two teams that can hit the baseball. So no reason to believe that they're not going to hit the baseball against these guys. I love it at 7.5. Oh my God, but it does look a little bit too good to be true, right? It's like almost too easy. You know what? We never went broke betting games that were too easy, right? Anyways, I know people hate it when I say that word because it's not a real word. Where am I watching the Derby in Vegas? So here's what I do, Rick. Friday afternoon for the Oaks card, and Saturday all day for the Derby card, I'll be at Westgate all day. And then when the Derby comes, I usually will leave and I'll go watch that at home because there's so much time in between that the race before the Derby the Jim Beam, or I don't know what whiskey sponsors it now. Early time makers, whatever they call it now. It's always a whiskey, and it's always before the Derby, the race before the Derby. There's so much time between that race and the Derby that there's no way I can sit there, and the book gets really crowded, and it's like I live right across the street from the Westgate, so it's not a big deal to just walk back across the street. So I'll be watching horse racing Friday and Saturday at Westgate. If anyone wants to come by and bet some ponies with me and Craig, we'll be there, and my wife, who's the best horse picker of all of us, and that's where I'll be. Westgate. Best sports book in Vegas. Not even close. And I think that's like one thing that me and all of the sites out there agree on, that the Westgate is the best book. Let's see if we can get one more baseball pick. What the hell? Let's go with the Mariners at plus 133. King Felix. We love King Felix. We've bet on him for how many years? I mean, he's always done right by us. And not always, but he's done right by us enough. Up against Cole Hamels in this one. Hamels is having a great season, and the Cubs actually have really turned things around recently. And I like the way the Cubs are playing. 7-3 in their last 10 games, but a lot of those wins were at home. And it seems that they do well against the lesser teams. This is not a great spot for them. So I'm going to take the Mariners here, plus 133. Quick look at the NBA. You guys know I gave out one of the games as my dog of the day pick. The other game, the against the spread pick, is a premium pick. We hit both totals yesterday. Let's see what we can do yet today with the totals. So the Rockets and Warriors, the total in this one is now 220.5. Last game, it was 224. And we know one thing about the Warriors and the Rockets. Okay, they've had the total in the last 10 meetings of these two teams. The total's been as high as 228. It's been as low as 214.5. It's gone over one time ever. The only chance that this game has of going over is overtime. And I'm going to take the under in the Rockets-Warriors. I mean, 9 out of 10, 90%. Hey, if I could get 90% out of anything, I will take it. I don't know, man. If I'm going to go down swinging, I'm going to go down swinging on a 90%er. That's for sure. So, right? I mean, if that 10% hits us, it hits us. But I like my chance with the under in this one. That'll be our last pick for today. Back tomorrow with tons of picks again. We did the Rockies minus 130, the Blue Jays plus 130, the over in the Red Sox A's game, and that's at 9.5. I also said that I would tease this up a little bit if you have the option. Like, I would bet it at 9.5, but I would also bet it at 10, 10.5, and 11 for those higher odds payouts. I just like to do that myself, so I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Twins Astros, same thing, 7.5. I like the over, and over in this one as well. I'll be teasing it higher. I think with the teaser, when you go higher, it's called the pleaser, right? Because it's like, it started at like minus 110, and then by the time you get to like 9.5 in this Twins Astros game, you'll be at like plus 180. And I love it there. I think you go as high as they let you go on that one. Mariners plus 133 and the Warriors Rockets under all day long. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow at a special time. I will either do it exclusively, if you don't see me really early, like 10 o'clock Eastern or 10:15 Eastern, be sure to watch your YouTube notifications. Cubs Mariners is a chalky play. They're plus 135. How is that chalky? I don't get it. Do you know what you're talking about? I don't have to answer these people. We're better off if we don't, right? Michael. all the other picks. This guy doesn't make any sense. Like all the other picks, the 5-0 that I was yesterday. Is that what you mean? Moron. Anyways, we know what we do with guys like this. Hasta la vista. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And then this way you'll get notified when we go live if we go exclusively on YouTube from the Maui airport. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow at some time. Either it's going to be early here or at our regular time only on YouTube and only on the Sports Chat Plays channel on YouTube live tomorrow. Have a great day.